Thank you for joining us today on Salon Sleuths. My name is Leslie and my co-host is Melissa. I want to remind all of you who listen to us on a regular basis, or maybe this is your first time, to please follow, subscribe, like, share, whatever the case may be for the platform you are on. Now, we do post these episodes on YouTube with video for those of you who'd rather watch. We enjoy making these shows, but unless you interact with us, we're not sure if you do. So please jump on your social media and let us know. You can find us under Salon Sleuths on almost any platform. Now, we hope you enjoy today's show. Thank you.
Good Lord, ladies and gentlemen, I just made a huge mistake. We've been talking for, 28 minutes and I haven't been recording. So you just missed a lot of information and Melissa, am so sorry.
It's
You missed all of
okay.
the rambling and I feel like a total. But Melissa has a really great story about a young lady. She's young, she's 48.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal, Leslie. It's okay. We all make mistakes, but here's what y'all missed. Leslie's in a great mood. The puppy is well. She got a fire pit. Let's see what else. Oh, she went to Home Depot with the dog. That was good. And you're watching a new show on Your Honor. Is that what you said?
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Really good. It's really messed up, but it's good. And Melissa may demo her back patio, weather depending.
Yeah, exactly. Demolition coming my way. The other thing is, my husband and I are watching Game of Thrones, which I thought I was the last human being to have not watched that, but it turns out Leslie hasn't either. So maybe we're the last two in America to have never watched that. So yeah, we're watching that now. So that's kind of our life in a nutshell. I did tell you though, we made a down payment on a new RV, right? Well, new to us.
Yes, you
okay.
Did. So tell me more about that a little bit.
We get to go see it this next week. It's being detailed and they're doing an inspection on it just to make sure everything's okay mechanically, and they do their little things. So this next Wednesday we're going to see it. It's a 2018, so it's a couple years old, but it looks like it's never been used. The sticker's still on the microwave, like they never took that off. The cooktop looks like it's never been used. It's we haven't seen it, but obviously the salesperson, he's like, this is in better shape than I thought. So we're really excited.
You haven't even seen it yet?
No.
When do you go?
He was going on vacation. So he called, it came in yesterday and he's like, hey, I'm leaving on vacation today. You guys can either come right now or come today before I leave, or I can just FaceTime with you guys and see it. And we were like, you know what, we're too busy today. We've got too many appointments going on, but let's just FaceTime. So we got to see it over FaceTime. And then when he gets back on Tuesday, we're going to go on Wednesday, because Tuesday is a little crazy for us, and go see it. And yeah, hopefully go forward and everything will be great, but we're super excited.
Oh, so since you're virtual, well, you're not, you go on sites and stuff, but
yeah,
where is your first trip going to be?
We have not decided, but I think that we're probably going to go. Like if we get it on Wednesday, we'll probably go this next weekend. And there's this whole network of wineries and breweries and golf courses that you sign up for a membership and they let you stay one night at these places. And all they ask is that you either buy a bottle of wine, buy a meal, somehow give them business, right?
Yeah, right.
And they let you stay there. So I think we're going to probably do that, because that sounds like a lot of fun. And maybe go to Bandon. I've never been down there to the golf course there.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple other wineries down there that we may, hit another night or whatever. But yeah, we don't know, because we're like, okay, will we get it on Wednesday? Like, I don't really know if it's like, because it's like buying a second house, right? So do you have to wait for like a closing? Is it like a car and they just give it to you? Like, I have
like
no
a
idea.
car, but it's an investment like a second home.
Okay. Yeah. So
you just get it. Well, when you're down in the Bandon area, are you going to go to the little mini baseball field?
You think I should?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
Far away from it.
I do too. I don't think so.
It's funny because you think of wineries and I think, oh, the
crimes.
that crime, or I think of oh gosh, the wildlife safari.
Yes, I do actually like that. I like that. And if my kids were around, we'd definitely go in there. I'd make them go in there. But yeah, I don't think I'll be going to the mini thing. Although here's the deal with that. For the you listeners, that was our very first show, and then we did a follow-up with detective who retired since from Washington County, but he was actually on that case. And that was the
What
case
case
of
people want to watch
Deborah.
that episode? Oh,
Yeah,
Deborah.
that was of Deborah Cox and her ex-husband. And I have really changed my tune on that since we aired that show. I think that the husband does have an anger problem and I think he's probably not a great guy. But after listening to Jeanette and listening to the detective, I think that it's more likely the boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah. I've changed my whole philosophy on that. I think I think
What did
he
she say that changed your mind? Because I'm still kind of thinking.
Oh, really? Well, there's a couple things. First of all, um, I got the impression from the detective, and he said it a couple times. He said, just because he's not a great guy doesn't mean he did something, right?
Yeah.
And then Jeanette said it was a dark complected guy with curly hair, and he liked to I think she said even liked to woodwork. And she indicated to me, like, she didn't say, but there was strong indication it wasn't the husband to
Really?
me. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, I could be wrong, but I've kind of
What do
changed
we know
my.
about her boyfriend then?
We don't know anything, and I tried to get a hold of the detective again, and I haven't like just hunted him down, but
Yeah. Maybe
um
send him an email. I'd just be
I did send him an email and he never responded. So I think I need to, call him or whatever. But yeah, I want to know more about the boyfriend
yeah.
because I kind of have changed my tune about that. But yeah, I don't think it's best for me to just, go to his little mini uh
Hey, I wanted
baseball
to see
field.
your baseball field, and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, yeah, I don't know where we're gonna go, but I'm super excited about it. And yeah, it's
Yeah, occasionally
exciting.
Michael looks online for stuff like that, but then and then next, breath, he's like, "Can I get a Harley?" And yeah,
He is
kind
so
of all over the
funny.
place around here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay, so here's my story.
Yes.
My
Start
story
again.
is about a woman that went missing this past year, 2020. And as I told you, I kind of was holding off doing a story about this because when it first happened, you don't have a lot of information. You have a lot of misinformation. You don't know what's true and what's kind of rumor. And so I was kind of waiting, and I really thought she'd be found by now. And it's kind of a sad story. So her name is Fauna Rosanna Frey. She's 45 years old. She's a white female, blonde hair, blue eyes, 5'6", 140 to 170 pounds. She has a tattoo on her lower back. And on June 28th, um, it says that she was reported missing in Josephine County, but actually later I saw that there's other reports that she actually was reported on July 1st, and you'll see why kind of as we go into this. But the sad story about her life is in 2004, Fauna's mother died. In 2006, Fauna's sister died, and she's a child of three siblings. Is that how you say that? So her sister died. And then June 20th of this last year, Fauna finds her brother Dallas dead in his garage apartment, which is attached to the family home in Dexter, Oregon, which for those of you is near Springfield, Eugene kind of area. And apparently, Dallas was also her business partner with her dad. So it didn't go into what their family business is, but they have a family business. And
It says
he,
they build and sell homes.
oh, okay, there you go. And he had a massive heart attack. So she finds him dead. So in the course of, what did I say, 16 years, her mother dies, her sister dies, and her brother, she finds him dead. So, kind of not in a great place, I would imagine. And she had grown up off and on in Grants Pass, Oregon, which is about, I don't know, 2 hours from you, not even maybe 2 hours from Eugene. It's not very far, and this is going to come into play in a bit. Let's see, it's 3.5 hours from here. It's about, gosh, I would say 45 minutes to an hour from Eugene. It's not far at all.
Okay.
So 7 days later, on June 27th, she leaves Dexter, Oregon to go to Grants Pass. And there's not really clear indication of what her intent was, but she had told her dad that she was going to tell a couple of her friends and her brother's friends that were in Grants Pass that he had passed. So her intention was to see 3 people there and tell
And
them
it says that she was going to give some of her brother's belongings
belongings.
to a friend of his.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And that her dad definitely was under the impression she may also camp while she was there.
Ugh.
So she leaves there, but this is sort of the confusing part, is she leaves there and she actually spends the night on the 27th somewhere in her car. Now, what doesn't make sense to me is it's not an overnight trip. It's a quick trip.
Yeah.
So, and she brought no clothes with her, and she had no cell phone. There is, rumored, I could see that maybe she had her brother's cell phone, but there is no indication that that's ever been the case or that they found evidence of that. There's no pinging, there's nothing. So, other than her cell phone and then surveillance footage, it's really kind of just an empty story in terms of what she did. But there is a lot of information leading up to this.
Okay.
So she did arrive the following day on the 28th at the first friend's house to discuss her brother's passing. And that was the only one she arrived at. And she also visited a couple stores that she made purchases on her debit card. This is also the weird thing. Apparently, she did also visit a hatchery in Grants Pass called North Park. And because she bought a parking pass there for the 28th and the 29th. And it's rumored that she picked up a hitchhiker on her way.
Oh, no.
And I should back up. She was driving a 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, dark blue.
Wait, this is last year during COVID?
This is during COVID. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
A hitchhiker?
So right, exactly. So, she sleeps in her car, and then the next day she does, arrive at the friend's house. She picks up a hitchhiker, goes to this fish hatchery. I don't know why she buys a parking pass for 2 days. That same day, she made a walk-in reservation at Motel 8. Some people said Motel 6 or Motel 6, but Super 8, whatever. She at this motel, she calls in and she walks in, she makes a reservation. We know that.
So that was after she got the parking passes.
Exactly.
Okay.
We know she stayed there. And she calls and she checks in with her dad. And she had like I said, the 2 other friends to visit while she was there. The stores that she actually went to, I'm going to kind of tell you this. She stopped at a Fred Meyer and a Big 5 Sports during that same day. And at the Big 5 Sports, she bought a lantern, 3 little mini like LED flashlights. She bought capris, she bought tennis shoes, and she bought a sports bra. At Fred Meyer, she bought socks, VO5 shampoo, Pantene hair conditioner, 2 Burt's Bees lip balm, a deli sandwich, a bag of potato chips, activewear clothing, and 2 cans of Foster. I don't know what Foster is.
Those are those huge, big
beers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Fred Meyer actually has video of her, shows her wearing a neon green pullover. There's also video of her the next day, but I'll get to that at an ATM machine. So we know that she spent the night the first day on the 28th in the motel. She leaves at about 8:30 with all of her belongings. At 11:44, she withdrew $200 from the bank from Umpqua. And later that afternoon, about 2:35, we know that she makes a reservation for the Wisku Inn for the night of the 29th. And there's no knowledge of how she made that phone call. So we don't really know anything about those details. And at 3:39 is when she also went to it's a store named Gooseberries. She bought 10 packs of tuna, 3 cans of like iced coffee drink, and a smoothie. She never made it to the other 2 friends' homes. She never checked in at the Wisku Inn, which is actually kind of this is pertinent. It's east of Grants Pass, not too far east, but it's a little bit east of Grants Pass. And then she was reported missing not until July 5th. Excuse me. I think I said that's the first time. So we don't know what happened. But then in September, okay, so now a lot of time goes by, don't know where she's at. In September, they find her car on Reuben Mountain Road, which is a few miles past Grave Creek Boat Landing, which is 40 minutes west of Grants Pass. So she was planning to stay a little bit east of Grants Pass at this inn, and her car ends up being found 40 miles west, or 28 miles, 40 minutes west of Grants Pass. So I'm a little bit confused, like what was going on there.
When did she pick
Authorities,
up the hitchhiker? Where
that was the previous day.
okay,
So for
but
all
she has
accounts,
that history.
yes. And she was alone at the motel. So I think that hitchhiker is a little bit of a red herring, but it definitely speaks to potentially her character, and that she was okay picking up a hitchhiker. Maybe the hitchhiker is connected to the case, but I think it also just kind of speaks to maybe her openness to do that kind of thing, or her
Well, I do have to
friendliness.
speak probably from a little bit of experience, but when you're really distraught, like you really aren't thinking clearly and you're not as fearful as you normally would be. So you may do things would that you wouldn't normally do in your right mind. Like
Really?
if she's so upset, or even maybe tempting or contemplating plenty, what is that word? Contemplating
Contemplating.
like suicide or something along those lines. If she's that upset, she may not be thinking as clearly as she would be if she wasn't going through that crisis. Right? Because
Well,
she's
that's
doing
a
a lot of
good
things that maybe aren't like going camping. Like, yeah,
nonsensical. Yeah. I
right.
mean, that is a good point. It's also, I should say, it's warm. So, it's not cold. She could have camped. She could have decided to sleep in her car with all that stuff. I
But
don't
did she
know.
do that kind of stuff normally?
I don't know. And I don't know why you buy all this stuff and you get money and you plan to stay at an inn, but then you're going to camp. Like the flashlights and some of that stuff seems like camping. You're going to plan to camp, or the lantern, you're going to plan to be outside. Maybe she just planned to, spend some time there in the dark, and then she was going to go back to the inn. I don't really
Or she's trying
understand
to
why.
go deep into the woods so nobody can find her later.
But why make a reservation at the inn? Why buy
Yeah,
new clothes and tennis shoes?
because she's been wearing the same ones for 3 days.
Yeah, but if
I
you're
don't
going
know.
to kill yourself, why do you care?
Yeah,
And
that's
why
true.
do you buy shampoo and conditioner, which I
Yeah,
can,
that's a weird one too. That's a good point.
yeah, like I can get, she was going to stay at a hotel, so they have shampoo and conditioner. Okay, maybe it's your favorite shampoo and conditioner,
So
but
maybe she met up with somebody that, not that she on purpose, that
right.
did something. I don't know, because she bought all that weird stuff. So I don't know what, that's crazy.
Well, and
But
that,
it sounds like her dad keeps going out and looking for her. His only surviving child. It says
yeah,
that he goes out everywhere, camping in his truck, driving all over the state looking for her.
Correct.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
And if you saw the picture of her, she looks like
Yes.
somebody we'd be friends with.
Oh, she's adorable. She actually reminds me of your friend Janie.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the authorities claim that her car had been there for at least a month. So, probably in August sometime, the car had been there. So, they don't really know from July to August. Was the car there the whole time? Was it not? They did bring cadaver dogs out to see if they could find her near her car. That did not find anything. So, she's really just sort of vanished. Um, and I have a lot of questions. I have questions about, are we sure that she didn't go see the other friends? What about this hitchhiker? I can't find any information on that. Um, what were her favorite places in Grants Pass? Like, did she have other friends there that she decided to see that were her friends instead of her brother's friends? Like, there's so much missing information, but yet I think they have to keep that stuff sort of close to vest, because they can't divulge any of that. I just think it's horribly sad. And, you talked about a couple podcasts ago, curses. And, this family just seems like it's just been through the ringer. What is the deal with that? Like, is there a curse on this family? I mean, I just feel like that's horrible for this man.
It is so sad. I was just gonna look up on Instagram because it says hashtag find Fauna Frey.
Yes. And
And I
that's
was
on
gonna see if
Facebook
I
as
saw
well.
anything on there.
I actually follow that Facebook page.
Oh, you do?
And
Okay.
yeah, and they're doing a lot of really wonderful things for the dad. They brought him so many meals that he's just got a freezer full of meals now. So now they've been donating books. He's an avid reader, so they've been giving him a lot of money to get books and those kinds of things. But just really doesn't seem to be any leads in the story. So if anyone in the area of Grants Pass, you know, kind of the outskirts, it seems like, just be on the lookout. I think
Did it
it's
say what her tattoo is on her back?
no, I did not find out what her tattoo was.
Oh,
I
that's really
know.
sad.
I know. What do you think? Do you think it sounds like somebody who was preparing to take their own life? I mean, checking in with your dad, like it seems like you have concern for him. You would not take his last living child and kill yourself. I feel like all those things she bought, I just, but then she
Well,
didn't take
it's hard to
anything
say.
with
So
her.
she's probably like you, where she built and rebuilt homes and stuff. That she's very handy and hands-on. Like I could see you hiking and camping. I don't know if you do it by yourself, but maybe that's normal stuff for her. It's hard to say without knowing or talking to somebody who can talk of her character to see
Yeah.
if, and the 3 flashlights, that's kind of weird unless it was like a 3 pack.
Yeah. And it didn't say
So like
that.
maybe it was a 3 pack of little mini ones, but
Flashlights. Yeah.
that and a lantern. And I mean, maybe she was going camping by herself. Like I don't know, was she going camping
Camping
with
in her
friends?
car.
Like, oh yeah, I don't know, the whole thing's a little odd, and I just feel like, would she do that knowing her dad would be left behind, or is she so upset? Like I don't know.
And why didn't she have a cell phone? Like, who doesn't have a
Well,
cell phone?
the other thing I saw in this article, it says that, which it seems odd, but maybe this whole thing is odd. It says she left her laptop and cell phone behind, and her
Yeah.
dad added that the daughter didn't care much for her cell phone. So she's not a usual person that carries it, but she usually used a burner phone to keep in contact with people.
Oh,
Why would you need a burner phone and a regular phone?
because she got work calls probably all times of day. So she just left her phone. I mean, I've thought about that at times like,
Yeah.
okay, I need a business phone and I need a personal phone.
Well, that's why through GoDaddy, you can add another line for
Yeah.
like $12 a month. And then if I get calls on the other line, I just either know it's from work or the closet or, something else but my personal one, I try to keep separate.
Yeah. Which is a great idea.
Yeah.
But that cat's out of the bag for me.
It's already too late, but you
Yeah.
could give your other
Personal.
line to the other line. I don't know, your
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I think that's foul play. Um, I guess I
You
have,
just met the wrong person.
well, I don't know.
What are the
I have
chances that
some
this person?
questions. I mean, did she have a boyfriend in Grant's past? Did she have an ex-boyfriend in Grant's past? Did she decide to meet up with a guy or a fling or somebody who liked her, kind of obsessed about her? Like, I kind of want to know more information about her personal life. And I know that the family went on with another podcast. I'm sure they're not as cool as us, but I did reach out to them and they didn't respond. Leslie, I don't know if we're not cool enough or what, but I do kind of have some questions about her. Like, I need to know more about her personality, I think. How about you?
Did you ever try to reach out to her dad? Because if he's willing to look everywhere for her, maybe he would be somebody that would talk to us.
For sure. For sure. I did not.
Okay. Well,
I
maybe,
did this, Leslie, last night too,
okay.
at about 10 p.m.
Maybe
So,
maybe we need to look into that. Maybe we
yeah,
can find him and he would probably help us fill in some gaps.
I just don't feel like this sounds like somebody who is going to take her own life. I feel like she really
For his sake,
cared
I
for
hope
her
not.
dad. Yeah, I feel like she really cared for her dad. I feel like you wouldn't buy new tennis shoes and a sports bra.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Because do you remember that lady in Newburgh who went missing
Yes.
and they were frantically looking? She didn't go buy that stuff. She went and bought like sleeping pills and
Uh-huh.
that kind of stuff.
Correct.
And it was sad because I do remember them all over the news trying to find her before it was too late
Yes.
and it didn't work out. But
Yeah.
she was not buying flashlights and beer.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, that's terrible.
I know. Isn't that horrible? And the 3 cans of coffee too also indicates to me like she was probably planning to be somewhere in the morning where she wanted that. And maybe she drinks a lot of coffee, so maybe she drank that at the hotel when she got up, right?
Yeah.
Um
Or to stay up
yeah.
late or something.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't oh, that was actually the next day that she bought the coffee. Sorry. So that was
Okay.
actually the day she went missing, she bought the coffee. So I was like, okay, 10 packs of tuna. That's a hell of a lot of tuna. That does sound like camping, right?
Yeah.
3 cans of coffee. That kind of sounded like camping to me too. But then she made a reservation an hour before that at the inn.
For that night.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's so crazy.
Right. And she got $200. So I don't know.
Well, but we don't know what she did during the day, do we? Like besides,
Nope.
yeah.
Nope. We just know that she was planning to go to those 2 friends' house and apparently never made it.
Oh,
Yeah. I know.
crazy. Well,
Where are you, Fauna?
I
Come back, Fauna. But
well,
if anybody has any information, please call the Grants Pass police station or even Eugene. I think let's give some closure to her dad and her friends and family. It's a really sad and tragic story, and I fear that it's going to come to a tragic end,
yes.
but I don't want it to. I would love to hear, she fell, got amnesia, and
Yeah. So if you're from that area, either Google her name or go hashtag find Fauna Frey. Look at her picture and just see if maybe she's just living, you know, by herself, like on a different name. Like maybe she just wanted to start over. I don't know.
yeah, I can't imagine she'd do that to her dad, but I
Yeah.
think if she didn't know who she was, I mean, we do hear of that, right?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah. So I know,
Crazy.
sad, huh?
Sad.
Sorry, it's a
Well,
sad story.